Hey up viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to So You're Being Hunted. So, it is time for another sort of festive seasonal challenge, and of course by the time this video goes out it will be past actual Christmas itself and it'll be the run up to New Year, ladies and gentlemen. So I thought, why not do a New Year themed challenge? It's the New Year 2024 Party Challenge. Basically it's going to be another item gathering one, sort of. I'm going to have an hour, which I'm going to time on my stopwatch on my phone, to basically gather as much alcohol as possible, but also we have to gather dynamite for a fireworks show. So the idea is, for every bottle of alcohol I find, I get 1 point. For every stick of dynamite I find, I get 5 points. But before the hour has ended, I have to have put on my fireworks show and thrown pretty much every single stick of dynamite by the time the clock actually finishes. So basically, fuck it. I'm starting the clock right now. 1 hour, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's hope that this freaking robot doesn't cause problems. It also feels, I mean, I probably said this actually in the present hunting challenge last couple of episodes, but it feels good to be playing with WASD properly formatted once again. Alright, you go over there, whilst I just go and get this device piece and put it away, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I'm really kind of been looking forward to doing some Christmassy / New Year themed challenges this year. And you know, obviously, the thing is, as of when I record this, it's early December because I'm having to block record things way in advance and all that. But obviously by the time this video goes out, I think it'll be somewhere in the region of December 26th or 27th, around about there-ish. So like I say, it will be after Christmas 2024 has passed, but before New Year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Now, in terms of biome and terrain generation and all that, I haven't changed anything, other than just setting each island to be a different biome. Haven't tweaked the terrain generator or anything like that. I've just started as the default aristocrat, as you saw a moment ago. I should probably move some stuff like this. I also should probably find a building somewhere that I can use as a little sort of base site, just to, well, just sort of dump things in it if I have to. Let's take a couple of random bits and bobs. Oh god, twizzling my camera around all over the place like a mad lad. Alright, go around here. If we can find maybe, I don't know, like a pub or something, that'll probably be a good place to use as a base of operations. Oh, god, stuck on the freaking thing on the ground there. Flipping heck. Oh, let me just move away before those robots cause problems. Right, there's our first alcohol. Yeah, I need to find a big building that I can just use to hide everything in. And ideally, if I could find a map of the islands, that also would probably be quite helpful, wouldn't it? Okay, let's just go exploring, ladies and gents. Now, I was thinking about tallying my score up on a piece of paper as I go along, but then again, I don't necessarily need to do that, do I, actually? Because, honestly, we'll just be able to count them once we get to the very end of the challenge. Standing stones are over there. Do we see any big structures that would be suitable? There's a base of operations. Is the one off in that direction? No, I don't think there is. Sort of looking towards the left of the screen then, hence why I was turning slightly. Well, let's investigate the village over here. I think we definitely want to go across to the East Island though, because I think I set that one to an industrial biome, and that means there's probably a bigger chance there that we'll get some dynamite. So basically the way it works in this, ladies and gentlemen, is with the dynamite, if I'm able to detonate all my dynamite sticks sort of before the end of the time has elapsed, but I have to do it all at once basically, so I can't just like pick up a dynamite stick now, just detonate it randomly and then move on. No, I have to actually throw them all at once, and obviously each one that goes off before the time has elapsed will score me 5 points each. Did I mention that? I probably didn't before I just set the time off. So yeah, 1 point per alcohol acquired by the end of the hour, 5 points for each stick of dynamite that detonates just before the end of the hour when we do our fireworks party. But yes, like I say, all dynamite sticks have to be detonated at once. So if I find one randomly here, I can't just detonate it now to score the point. Otherwise then, I'm going to screw myself over. Let's see now. Any alcoholic beverages around here? There's bullets. If I can get a revolver at some point, that would be very nice. Ah, more alcohol, there we go. Yes, I really do need to find a base of operations, otherwise this is going to be a pain. In terms of all the stuff I'm carrying around, I won't be able to do anything with it. Nothing really good there, just roast beef. Robots in there? Yes, there are. They're not guarding anything, they're just chilling out, ladies and gentlemen. Right. So as usual, I'm going to be recording this whole hour in one go. And then, of course, I'll probably split it into 2 episodes, I think. So that way, you know, got a couple of episodes effectively pre-recorded. There we go, more stout, fantastic. Oh, that's generated a bit weirdly. Which is always what we love about this being hunted terrain generator. Any torches or anything else? Well, at least we're getting lots of alcohol, that's the good news. Do I want to take another bottle? I will take the torch. There we go, number 4. Boom. What else we got around here, guys? Anything good? Oh, birds. Liberdos. Good. Bullets. Still, do not have a revolver. Well, I'll have to deal with that in due course. Hopefully we will get a gun. I'd imagine we probably will, right? Especially if the robots have a shootout with one another. You know, I'm probably wondering actually if I should go to the East Island. Because the thing is, I don't have to use a big building on the centre island as my base point. I could always use a big building on another island. And actually, you know, the industrial biome probably will have lots of good stuff in it that we can use. So where would the... oh god, where would the jetty be? Would it be that direction or would it be that direction? Can we see it from over here? Do you see it over there anywhere? If I sort of... it doesn't work. I was thinking if I turn the camera around and you look sort of towards the left, does anything come into view? But it doesn't look like anything will. Well, that's unfortunate. But what can you do, eh? Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, as we count down towards New Year, I hope, obviously, it's been a good year, 2024, for everybody. So the thing is, me and Connor and Phil, in one of our previous episodes, I think it was the 700 Q&A, wasn't it? We mentioned, obviously, that rather than doing a post-Christmas roundup sometime in January in Sir, we might actually do more of like a reflective video that sort of looks back more on just 2024 as a whole, thinking about events that happened that year, games that came out, or games that we played in 2024, among other things. What I'll probably do is I'll think up some categories for discussion, something good, something interesting. So probably something along the lines of, obviously, like games that were released in 2024 that we played, that definitely has to be a category. Then probably also games that were not necessarily released in 2024 but we still played that year and which maybe stood out to us for whatever reason, whether, you know, because we really enjoyed it, or perhaps even the opposite, who knows. I think this is actually the jetty to the North Island, that's not where I want to go. Hold on, go back this way. I think I've gone the wrong way. So yeah, obviously games, there'll be 2 categories probably for that. Probably events of 2024. I mean, obviously, you know, we'll probably end up talking about the Olympics, but there are certainly other notable things that happened in 2024 as well that we could talk about. Amusing stories. I won't spoil anything because I definitely have things in mind which I could talk about. Current affairs 2024 is something else. That's another possible category. And then we could just have miscellaneous 2024, other things that stood out to us in that year. So I think, you know, there's a good plan, in essence, for how that will go. So it should be quite good, ladies and gentlemen. There should be a lot that we can talk about, in essence. But, you know, whilst I'm just basically running around, not really doing anything because I'm trying to look for this blooming jetty, I will talk about some stuff that's not specifically 2024 related, but I'm not going to talk about necessarily in the year in review, Sir episode, but I'll talk about it here because it's maybe a bit more niche. But you know me, I'm a bit of a bookworm and all that. And in the same way sometimes that I like to talk about animes that I've watched recently, or YouTube channels or videos that I've discovered recently, you know, I may as well also talk about books that I've read or am reading recently. And, you know, certainly 2024 I've read some interesting literature, some real good stuff, in essence. So, I mean, at the moment I'm reading a book by a guy called Ryan Hughes, The Black Locomotive, which is quite an interesting story so far. Basically, if you've not heard of it, it's set in the present day. It's kind of like a sci-fi kind of story. In essence, it's if you ever heard of Crossrail, ladies and gentlemen, here in the UK. If you don't know what Crossrail is, it's a project, big infrastructural project in London, where basically, I don't know if it's still ongoing, or if, you know, it concluded in the last year or two. It may very well have concluded, who knows. I don't think this is is this the East Jetty over here? I don't know, I don't think it is. But, no, getting back to the topic of conversation. So Crossrail is a big infrastructural project in London that's been carried out over the last few years. It's basically been, what it's involved in, it has... fucking hell, I can't talk. It's late evening, ladies and gentlemen. But basically it's digging out new subway tunnels underneath London for the London Underground. So basically, Ryan Hughes' book, The Black Locomotive, uses Crossrail as kind of its starting point for the story. Hold on, let me just pause whilst I'm waiting for this loading screen, knowing how it sometimes cuts off my dialogue and all that. I'm not obviously going to pause the timer throughout that. That was quick. There we go. That's pretty good. But yeah, so The Black Locomotive uses Crossrail as a starting point. And the story is essentially about how the work crews, the engineers working on it, as they're using their tunnel boring machine to dig out the tunnels, they come across a strange anomaly deep underneath London. Basically a ruin, or sort of like a weird... basically just a strange thing, to put it that way, of great size, that it's heavily implied basically isn't human in origin. It's an alien or something like that. And basically it's about sort of what happens afterward, after they discover it. It's about how there's a disaster, London sort of gets plunged into danger, and I'm about halfway through the story so far, and I must admit it is it's decently interesting. I am enjoying it. Ooh. And no, it's good. I think what makes it kind of stand out is that I believe this author, Ryan Hughes, is someone with maybe a bit of an engineering background, because the chapters in the book are sort of interspersed with sort of weird kind of diagrams, engineering and design imagery, which is really, really interesting. And so I don't think it necessarily plays into the story in any way, but it is curious when you're reading it. So when I say like design and engineering imagery, I mean things like blueprints of architectural layouts, road signage, symbology, that kind of thing. It's really strange, but quite fascinating. And as I say, you know, overall I am enjoying it. It's quite an easy read, to put it that way. I haven't found it particularly difficult or anything at the moment, and so I am curious to see where this book goes, how it ultimately plays out. But yes, that's what I'm reading at the moment. And looking back over 2024, there are various other books that I have been reading, or have read rather, which do stand out to me, whether for good or bad. Oh, what was... hang on. There was a book, actually, I mentioned, I think, earlier this year. Possibly. Was it this year? I think it was. And probably in a video, actually, with Phil. Probably where we were talking about books. It was a book by an author called Sarah Perry. It was something... Was it After Me Comes the Flood? Is that the name of it? The title? I think that might have been it. It's been a while. But that was, I think, another book that, if I'm remembering correctly, I read earlier this year. Assuming I didn't read it back in 2023. But that actually is a book that kind of stands out to me for the opposite reasons. Because whereas Ryan Hughes' Black Locomotive I'm actually finding quite interesting, Sarah Perry's After Me Comes the Flood, I don't know. I found it a bit of a weird book. I mean, I finished it, don't get me wrong. I completed it. But it was a curious story, and I wasn't sure what to think of it afterwards. Basically, the premise of the story is that a guy is driving through the countryside, his car breaks down, and he finds a house which is inhabited by this small group of people who all for some reason seem to be expecting him there. And so you think it's going to be some like weird, I don't know, there's going to be some weird twist to it, something like that. And so much of the story is him sort of following these people around, getting to know who they are, following their day-to-day lives and what they get up to. And it's, I don't know how to describe it basically, because it's just a curious one. Because the problem with it is, I feel like ultimately it didn't really go anywhere. I just got to the end of it and felt like it was really kind of anticlimactic, to put it that way. Incidentally, you can probably see I'm moving all my bottles of alcohol into this church, which I think we'll use as our base of operations, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that, 10 points so far. Got plenty of alcohol. Actually, come to think of it, is this the best building to be using as a base of operations? Because actually there's only one door on this thing, isn't there? Oh shoot, actually that might not be a good idea, come to think of it. Alright, fuck it. Actually, get all the alcohol back, and let's find somewhere better. I need to go to the East Island. If we can find like a factory or a mill over on the East Island, that would be so much better. Also because there's probably dynamite in there as well. But at least coming to the South Island was good for getting a bit more alcohol and all that. But no, yeah, After Me Comes the Flood. It was one of those books that I got to the end of, and I just felt underwhelmed by it. I just sort of got to the end of it and thought, okay, what was the point of all of that just happened beforehand? I don't know. And admittedly, I don't know. Maybe the whole point of the book is that there is no point. That you're supposed to come away from it wondering kind of what the deal with all those characters really was. I don't know. But you can tell that whatever the twist was at the end of it, it hasn't really made that big of an impression on me. Hence why I can't really seem to remember it very well. So there was that book, which, yeah, I remember for different... Oh, there we go. Map of the Islands, that's a good one to have. Oh, shoot. No, transfer that back, please. Eat those mushrooms. Eat the haggis. There we go. Use that. So we're there. Okay, good. There is this big house. Actually, maybe we could use this as a base of operations. Even though it does probably make things a bit more challenging. In that we'll obviously have to come back here to do our fireworks show. Potentially. Anything good in any of the doors? Doesn't look like it, does it? Not really. I think we'll head to the East Island. We'll find it. It'll be a better island because of the amount of buildings on it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, speaking obviously of books, literature that I read in 2024, I did have another one that I think I read this year. Again, if memory serves me correctly. Which is one that I remember slightly more positively. I think, if I remember correctly, the name of it was The Apothecary's Daughter? Something like that, I think. Or The Apothecary's Shop? I can't remember. I forget who the author was as well. I just remember it being a fairly interesting story that sort of flicks between the present day and I think it was like, was it 16th or 17th century London? Something like that. It basically tells the story of two women. One hundreds of years ago who was an apothecary, or an apotheker, whatever the correct term is, and then one in the present day who is a writer whose marriage is breaking down. And I just thought it was, you know, overall a very human, gripping little story of how these two women basically face troubles in their lives, dangers, and as a result they have to sort of navigate their way around and escape those troubles. So that one, yeah, I can't remember the fucking title of it. It was either The Apothecary's Shop, or The Apothecary's Daughter, or Apothecary's Daughter, I don't know. One or the other. I'm sorry. If by any chance the author of that just happens to come across this video and is shaking their head, in disapproval, thinking, how can you not remember the name of it? Or who I was, or what my name was and all that. I'm sorry, okay? I do a lot of reading, alright? I forget names and titles sometimes. Right, I'm going to go back north, so let's just head back to the central island, and then we'll try and locate the bloody jetty to take us to the east. So hang on, if I look at the map, that should show us where it is, right? Oh, is it all the way up there? Is that where it is? Sort of more towards the northeast then? Okay, no wonder I couldn't find it. Right, well if we go over there, we'll get to the industrial biome and then we'll be good. But in the meantime, other books that I read 2024, one that definitely is quite iconic, which I did enjoy, and it was quite a long read. Mark Z. Danielewski's House of Leaves. You know the one, I'm sure many of you have heard of it. I'm sure more than a few of you have probably tried to read it, or have read it. Horror story, of course, you know, that many people regard as being the Backrooms before the Backrooms was ever a thing. The story of the Navidsons, or the Navidsons, however their name is pronounced. Their house on Ash Tree Lane that has strange dimensions and impossible hallways branching off from it. And how sort of freaky and weird that gets. So I read that, because the thing is, I'd known about House of Leaves for many, many years. I just never got around to actually buying a copy and reading it. But I decided earlier this year to actually get it, you know, actually get a copy, sit down, read it. And, you know, it's obviously, it can be a bit of a daunting read because it is, what, 700 pages long, so it's huge. And obviously it's written in a very unique style. It's written in the form of a literary dissection, of a literary review of a documentary film. So it has about 3 different narrators in it, and obviously the further you get into the book and the more these sort of strange paranormal events begin to happen, the more the actual format of the book itself starts to break down and get really weird. And it's also a bit of a satire on academic writing as well, with footnotes that sometimes don't make sense, footnotes laid out in weird ways, and just, you know, a writing style that in times is very sort of that kind of dispassionate academic tone of voice. Right, eastward we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let me sip more tea. Oh, there we are. Right, I've got less than 40 minutes remaining on the clock. Here we go. Right, there should be a big building here with multiple doors that we can use as our base. So we can find it. We'll be in a better position. If I look on my map, that will actually probably tell me where they are. Sort of down here, over towards this half of the island then. Alright, go this way then, in that case, and don't get stuck on bloody rocks whilst I'm at it. Thank you very much. Here, there we go. Time is still going. 37 minutes and 45 seconds left, which is good. Whoop, stick on rocks because I'm playing one-handed, because I'm just tapping at the screen of my phone to make sure it doesn't go to sleep whilst the timer is active. Cranes over there, good. So Mark Z. Danielewski, I can say that I've officially read House of Leaves, and I did enjoy it overall. I don't know if I got sort of the full creepy effect out of it, because admittedly I did kind of go into it knowing in essence what it's about. Because the thing is, right, I'm sure you'll understand, there's so many friggin' probably YouTube videos, for example, all about House of Leaves, or which touch on it. Because the thing is, earlier in obviously February 2023 was when that, what was it called, myhouse.wad was released, you know, that Doom 2 mod, whatever it was, that everyone was raving about, because it, on the face of it, it looked like a simple run-through. Someone had made a recreation of a childhood home of theirs in GZ Doom, or whatever the engine is called. Oh, fuck's sake, there's bloody robots here, of course there is. Gonna need to fucking get rid of them. Shoot. But yeah, because myhouse.wad, I remember watching videos about it, long-form essay videos, and, you know, a few of them touch on House of Leaves as being kind of an inspiration for it. Over there, you bastards. Don't face this way. Come on now. Go over there. Come on, off you go. Right. Oh, fuck, get over. Shit. Keep them off in that direction. Right. If I can find a weapon just to kill off these bots. Oh, there's dynamite, but I can't use it though. That's the problem. Because obviously, that's for completing the bloody challenge. That is. Let me just discard all these things here. I've just picked up that boot without meaning to. Get rid of that. Right, quickly move alcohol into the inventory so it's stocked in there. Very, very good. Come on, quickly does it. Hopefully they stay on that side of the building so I don't have to deal with them. Okay, and what we'll do is just make a marker there so that I know that that's my base of operations. Okay, let's go maybe explore the town just to see if I can get past this bloody wall, just to see if we can find a weapon to get rid of those robots so they're not constantly hanging out there. Otherwise they're going to be a right pain in the backside, aren't they, ladies and gentlemen? No, I'm trying to think any other books, any other interesting literature that I've read in 2024. There's probably various mangas that I've read various times. I think I've talked about Crazy Food Truck, haven't I? Was that 2024? Or was that another year? Was that last year? I actually can't remember. I should really make a note, I should, of what I've actually read in 2024. So then I'm not potentially misremembering and thinking of a load of other stuff. I haven't actually read a good manga though in a while. I need to pick up a good series, that's what I need to do. I mean, the thing is, whenever I go back up north to visit friends and family, I usually take a trip into Lancaster. Probably stop off at Waterstones, see if I can get myself some nice little reading material and all that. And usually I always like to go into the manga section up there and just see, if there's anything that takes my eye. I say, why are the hunters everywhere where I want to go? This is kind of annoying, isn't it? Because I picked up the flicking rifle, but I've only got one bullet in it. Kind of wondering if maybe I could shoot that guy, unless he disappears. If he wanders off, that'd be nice, right? Or I could ask them a few questions if I wanted, couldn't I? Sneak up and just club them to death. It's risky, but it might work. Eat pickled eggs immediately, keep my vitality up. Oh, shit. If you could go away, please, that'd be very, very nice. Unless I can try and lure you around here and just beat you down. That guy's just wandering off over there. Alright, let's go. Right, you just heard that. That's fine. Oh, shit. Grab it. Where are you going? Come here. Got him. Well, he's dead, but he hasn't got anything good on him. At least his friend's disappeared. Ooh, alcohol. There we go. Whiskey. More stout. That's fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. Should get my torch out again so I can actually see what I'm doing. Acknowledging, of course, that that might put me in a dangerous position. Got all this revolver ammo and no actual revolver. Irritatingly. Give me a revolver, please. Oh! Well, I will take fucking tons of rifle ammo. That's better. And some stout to go with it. Right, fantastic. This puts us in a stronger position now to actually deal with these bots and go and actually clear out our hideaway. So now we just need to hang out on this island, I think, for the remainder of the challenge. Ooh, Dynamite. Yes. Gimme, gimme, gimme. That's exactly what I want. Oh, door. Nothing in it. It's fine. Is there anything in the church over here? You, supposed to be guarding that device piece over there. You're just sort of hanging around in the field, a bit uselessly, wandering back and forth, like he's a bit lost, doesn't know what he's doing. Very strange. Right. Anything here? Nope. It's fine. Alright, we'll head back towards marker 1. And just basically, get what we need. In terms of just emptying some of the doors, removing the robots. And then putting all our alcohol away. In the meantime, I'll pretty much could actually investigate some of these doors down here, couldn't I? Just to get more stuff. No, manga. I was talking about it a moment ago, wasn't I? Need to maybe look for some more interesting stuff. Things that I could read. I actually need to look for, see if there's more Danganronpa manga available, because I could have sworn there was a Danganronpa manga in the works recently that was centered around the events of DR2, but possibly from the perspective of Chiaki, I think. Is that a thing? Am I remembering that correctly? I think there was something like that, but I need to have a look for it, basically, ladies and gentlemen. Because I could have sworn I read news about that many, many months ago, but the question is whether anything in that regard has actually been published or not. Which it very well could have been, for all I know. You never know. But yeah, I always want to get my hands on more manga. Especially more Danganronpa stuff. Come to think of it, actually, I need the mangas for Ultra Despair Girls, because I think I got the first volume of that. Could always get other volumes, couldn't I? Because I think there's about 3 manga volumes for Danganronpa Another Episode Ultra Despair Girls. So I should probably keep my eyes peeled for it. Right then, you robots. We're going to shoot ya. Fantastic. I'm ready and waiting there, madame. Exactly what you need. There we go. Come on, there we go. Ain't on all day. Pots that need washing. Lots of stuff to do. Alright? Grind up more coffee, that's what I need. Right, it's okay, madame. I'm coming, don't you worry. I've got plenty of servings in here. You'll be threatening now. There we go. Wash more cups. Yes, this is making me really think about my days when I was a cafe worker.